are anti-Chinese sentiments all over India after the border tensions. Last week, the hashtag Boycott China was trending when Sonam Wangchuk, the man who inspired Aamir Khan's Three Idiots character and who is an educational reformer, asked Indians through a video on social media to boycott Chinese products. And also, a new mobile application named Remove China Apps, with its promise of deleting Chinese apps from phones, was launched 2 weeks ago, and it crossed over 50 lakh downloads before it was taken down from Google Play Store. There are many online debates on how Indians should boycott China and its products. India's trade deficit with China is at $56.77 billion. The bilateral trade between India and China was $93 billion last year. So, given this economic situation, is it at all possible for India to boycott Chinese goods? Let's find out. It is known that India and China are the two fastest growing economies in the world, and India is one of the largest importers of Chinese goods and services in the world. It is also interesting to note that India imports nearly 7 times more from China than it exports to it. India imports goods worth more than $50 billion from China and exports goods worth $2.5 billion to China. It is a known fact that Chinese products are much cheaper. India imports many raw materials as well as finished products such as steel, minerals, etc. from China. When it comes to boycotting imports from China, it can only be done in the case of finished goods, but the imports of raw materials from China cannot be stopped. India also imports consumer durables such as electrical devices, mobile phones, cars, and medicinal drugs such as leprosy medications, antibiotics, etc. from China. Also, the Chinese smartphone market accounts for $8 billion of India's smartphone market. If India plans to boycott Chinese products, then the GDP of India will contract drastically. After the launch of Make in India campaign by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, many Chinese firms have installed their units in India, which has employed hundreds of thousands of workers in India. So, if India boycotts Chinese products, then these companies may face pressure from Chinese officials to stop their production in India, which may leave thousands of workers unemployed. As I told earlier, India imports nearly 7 times more from China than it exports. If India plans to boycott Chinese products, then finding a substitute which can match the cost and availability is nearly impossible. So, the GDP of India may contract. Almost every product that we use has a bit of China in it. The smartphones, laptops, air conditioners, etc. that we use in our daily life has some parts manufactured in China. We must understand that the current process of manufacturing is interconnected. For instance, a phone is manufactured with the help of Chinese laborers and land, has investment from a different country like the US, and it will have innovation from Japan. Each product has the same process when it comes to labor, investment, innovation, etc. So it can be concluded that no particular nation can be segregated and its goods cannot be boycotted.